Hello Aries, welcome to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. So glad you could make it. Thank you so much for being here. Aries, we're going to take a look at what you need to know and what is coming through for you. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It will be greatly appreciated and it does help the channel to grow. Thank you all for the donations and for your support that have been given and continue to be. So Aries, let's get into your reading. I was shuffling for your energy for the messages the Spirit would like to have come through for you, and you have a few here. The first one is the open mind. So with the open mind here, I feel like this is Spirit asking you to allow, to not be closed-minded to a situation or what you're focused on. I do feel, Aries, that a lot of you are stressing or worrying about something or have some fears and doubts about something. Some of you are thinking or believing the worst about something or expecting the worst, when there's a need for you to have an open mind. With this door here, I feel that there's a need for you to think of the possibilities, for you to be more optimistic, so that you can have more peace of mind and not be so stressed out as you may well be right now, Aries. I feel that there's a need for you to allow new doors to open that you may have been wanting to see kept closed or not been open to that being a door that's open to you. I feel like for some of you, there are things you're looking at or something you're focused on that you're not realizing that this is opening a door for you and not closing it, and that it's an opportunity even if it doesn't look like it right now. But for you to be, just to have more of an open mind or be more optimistic, to allow this to progress or show you more of what's opening up to you, or what it is that you're seeing that is new or different, that may even be causing uncomfortability. You have stormy weather. So with stormy weather, I feel that you're going through a rough patch, Aries. For some of you, there's a lack of clarity. You see all these clouds, and that's also what's causing frustration for you, is the lack of clarity, things not being clear, or you're not being able to see the road ahead or see what's coming or see how something is turning out or will turn out, or the way something is going to go. Stormy weather is also, some of you are experiencing some stormy weather where you are at this time. And there's a need to, be prepared to adapt to that. For some of you, stormy weather is you just being in this fit of frustration in your mind and in your emotions with something that is confusing to you or very upsetting, or that you have no control over. Because the weather is out of our control, right? You also have power. I feel with power here, there may be a need to focus on your energy, to regulate your energy, to make use of your energy better, to get the proper rest that you need. But with power here, I also feel that there's a need for you to become empowered within yourself about the things you cannot control, and not put so much energy into the things you cannot change, but focus instead on the things that you can. I also feel that with power here, something is being revived or coming alive, or there's more energy going into something at this time, or you're wanting more energy to to go into something at this time. But there's a need to be mindful of your power in this situation. You don't want to deplete yourself or overexert yourself, but to regulate and modify with what you're dealing with, your energy around it or towards it. Because something could be causing you to feel jittery. For some of you, there may be a need for you to cut back on caffeinated drinks. For some of you, you are taking something to give you more energy. And if you are, no matter what side of this you're on, to give yourself more energy or more power, use discretion. Now at the bottom, you do have from this deck, resolution. It's a 50 breaking down to a 5. So with resolution here, Aries, you're focused on wanting solutions to your challenges or seeing the resolve to something that you want to see stable or rectified or conclusion to. Something you also want to see brought to an end that may be causing you to have constant memories about it. For some of you, this is about someone. This is concerning a person. For some of you, that person is named Joseph. For others of you, that you are focused on a person whose first name begins with the letter T, or whose first name begins with the letter E, or whose first name begins with the letter R. But this is, for some of you, a who that you're focused on. And with it being a 5, breaking down to a 5, this for me speaks about the Hierophant. And so the Hierophant talks about commitments. It can talk about family, institutions. The Hierophant can also talk about your belief system, your faith. Can talk about rules, regulations, conformity, changes. The Hierophant can also talk about service, knowledge, wisdom, teaching, advice. And so some of you, there's a commitment or someone you're focused on where you once had a commitment with, or you have a commitment with now, or someone who you are watching be in a commitment, or perhaps take a commitment to another level, or maybe you're doing this. But there's something going on with a commitment, or the ability to be conservative, or be open to the changes that are happening with a connection or situation, or this could be with a system, or anything that has to do with rules, regulations, institutions, your faith, your belief, the things I've expressed. But I feel it's more towards a particular commitment, or the lack of a commitment, or something changing with a relationship or commitment. Or there's a need to modify or take a look at your belief system. Some of you may be very rigid in your beliefs, or you are changing your beliefs. Some of you, there may be some sort of a blind devotion towards something or someone, or wanting to see a certain result. But the question to ask yourself is, no matter what your focus is at this time, when you want a resolution, on your end, are you exhibiting any misguided beliefs towards this and what you want to see happen, or what you see or perceive to be happening, or your understanding? Okay, because this can be around your understanding of something as well, or you're needing to understand something. You also have harmony, which is a 53 breaking down to an 8. What's interesting is that with harmony, there's a unicorn here. So a unicorn is something that it's something that's magical, right? It's something that's rare. So I feel like something rare is occurring, or there's something that is out of the norm or out of the ordinary here. And with the 53 breaking down to 8, that speaks to strength. So there's something where you are needing to muster the strength or have the strength in order to find harmony with something that is happening out of the ordinary, or something that you are seeing that you didn't think could happen or would ever happen. There's a need for you to have self-discipline, self-control. I also feel there's a need for you to remain positive. And there's also a need to be mindful of your conviction and what it is that you are determined here about. What is it that you are exerting your will about, or that you want to will in this situation, where you want perhaps more power in the situation, or perhaps you feel powerless in the situation. Something is perhaps maybe causing you to feel a little insecure, or there may be some fears or doubts here. There could be a sense of feeling a loss of control, or there can be something to do with health that may need to be addressed. But there's a need for you to find harmony, find peace with this, where having an open mind instead of a closed mind to this would be of help to you. Or looking for the new possibilities, or being open to that new possibilities can happen to a situation that you want to see a resolution with, or resolve with, that you may not see happening right now, or don't think will happen, or it's just beyond you right now. You also have command, a 59, breaking down to a 14, which for me speaks about temperance. So I feel that with it sitting under stormy weather, something is happening outside of your control for many of you, or you are having difficulties with something that is happening to you, or you may feel is happening to you is actually happening to you. And this is something that you want to have some command over. You want to be able to force, maybe, or you just want to have more control, or be in control, or the control you have, you're not sure how to exert it, or you're trying to regulate it. But there's something you're very determined about, or resilient with, or may even want to force. And so with temperance, that's saying there's a need for you to be patient. There's a need for you to do things in moderation, to have some self-control, to focus on the compromise, focus on how you can cooperate, how you can address competition, or create more balance or union, to remove the frustrations or clashing of interests, either within yourself or towards another or situation, to focus on how to synthesize the situation to be conducted in a more balanced and a harmonious way, to focus on you having a good balance on the inside and on the outside, or to create greater balance. But to also be mindful not to do things in any extreme way. And it takes being able to examine and re-examine what's really going on, and focus on the priorities in the situation that could help give you strength. Like what's important, or what's true, or what's best. And this will allow you to look at problems and see how to dissolve them by you being clear in your mind also, and not being stressed out, or to relieve yourself of the stress. And sometimes it takes determining whatever you're allowing yourself to be agonized by in your mind. Is it something that should be taking up that kind of space? Because if it's not, release it, especially if it's out of your control. You also have 34, discretion. 34 breaking down to a 7. There's a need to be discreet. There's a need to be tactful and diplomatic. There's a need to be logical and calm and balanced. There's a need to be productive, to be empowered, to have ability and skill, to perhaps do it yourself and focus on your capabilities. There's a need for you to analyze things. And with it being a 34 breaking down to a 7, for me, that's the Chariot. And the ability to have power in a situation with the Chariot is you needing to have a clear focus about whatever is the obstacle, or whatever is the destination you want to arrive to, or whatever may be feeling out of control, or that you are trying to have control about, or needing to take control with, or with whatever you perhaps may find you just simply need to go with the flow with, because it's out of your control. And just find, where you can nestle yourself to be able to move forward and forge ahead with whatever and however this is affecting you, or however you may need to be, so that you can maintain your confidence and ability and remain encouraged and sustain yourself in your circumstances and see progress through your discretion. And that is cutting away what doesn't serve you, that you may be thinking about, or even hoping for, or wanting to see happen, where there's a unicorn in the fucking room, something that you never expected before, but now it's here. And so how do you deal with it? To be discreet, to be kind to yourself, to release yourself, to not be overwhelmed, and to stay strong and have self-control, and focus on how you can have balance despite what's going on around you. So let's take a look and see what some messages is coming through for you, Aries. Let's move these over. What other messages will be coming through for you? I'm going to be using the horseshoe spread. Spirit, what messages do you have for Aries? There's something coming to a close, or coming to a completion. There's something coming full circle for you, Aries. For some of you, there's something you want to attain. There's, for some of you, a need for self-mastery at this time with something that is very difficult and challenging, or that you're having trouble having an open mind towards, or allowing a new opportunity to come about with something that you don't really care for right now, but really can be positive if you give it a chance, or you just release it and change your focus. What do Aries need to know about? There's a need to work on your stress, on your worries, on your fears, on your doubts. There's also a need for you to work on yourself, work on, for some of you, your money. There's a need for you to have more focus at work, but there's a need for more focus and prudence at this time, Aries. But also to pay attention to the details, to avoid making mistakes. There's a need for you to manage things in such a way that you are seeing success with what you're creating, or that you're having success with what you are in authority over, or need to manage or have more control over. That management may be of self, of your money, but the things in a real practical and tangible way, because you do have the ability to have the Midas touch, and that is to achieve success, absolute success, because there may be a need for you to have restraint, intervention, or a better sense of direction, or change your decision, but be logical and stay grounded. There's also a need to be mindful about your money and finances, okay, so that you don't find yourself in a rough patch. And for some of you, may be finding yourself in a rough patch, but these things could be due to something unexpected happens or is happening, or there's a sudden change, or you may be trying to make changes, or there are changes happening that are outside of your control. But there are shifts and changes happening, and for some of you, divine timing is happening, and for others of you, it's not the right time. Spirit, what does Aries need to know? You may be focused on what to initiate, or trying to have a new start, or needing to recenter, or you may be focused on having a new start, or there's something happening or is being initiated, or there's something being acted upon at this time, and this may be affecting you. For some in a great way, for others of you not so much. Spirit, what does Aries need to know? There may be a need for you to have a new sense of direction, a new attitude, to invest in a new way, to focus on a new situation, to have a new ambition, or to come up with, allowing for a new concept around something that you may be having difficulty being flexible with. What does Aries need to know? There may be a need for you to just focus on a fresh start. That there's a need to commit to something else. Or a need for you to make changes or change the way you think. But there's a need for you to use wisdom nonetheless. No matter what's happening, wisdom is needed, and there's a need for you to take good advice. Or take yourself through as much counsel as possible, so that you can move in the new direction and the right direction with whatever is needing you to have an open mind, or looking at what new doors you can open up for yourself. Ace of Wands is here, and the Six of Swords. It just popped out. So with the Ace of Wands, this is about a fresh start, a new start, initiating something new, a new action, a new passion, new desire. Perhaps with the focus to recenter, to act upon something, to have a new start. But the new action needs to be towards you being able to move on, and move on in your mind. Desire to move on in your mind, or you do desire to move on in your mind, but there's a need for you to be able to initiate this in order to recenter, to move away from what is difficult or a conflict into more positive circumstances in your mind or in your situation, and move to calmer water. Something was the world to you that you have to move on from. For some of you, something is the world to you that you want to move towards. And this is about finding that new way to do that. Okay? Coming up with something fresh and new, or allowing something fresh and new, or something fresh and new is happening and you're having trouble moving on. And there's a need for you to grasp the potential for this new thing to still be good for you too in some way, even if it doesn't seem like it is right now. But right now, you are experiencing conflict, and there's a need to move on, or move on before this becomes a conflict. Some of you are moving on, and that's the new thing you are initiating here for yourself. Spirit, what does Aries need to know? What does Aries need to know about? Please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. For some of you, I'm hearing someone is moving on. It could be you or someone that is a focus to you, because remember, I heard who. There was someone that you were committed to, or are no longer committed to, that you've been looking at or focusing on, or someone's doing this with you, and they may be moving on, or you're moving on, and that's the new thing that's happening now. Is putting something behind you, or trying to. Let's see what you got going on, Aries. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, yes. Okay. Okay, I love the finish for you, Aries. At the bottom, you have the Empress. So for some of you, a Libra or Taurus could be a focus. But Aries, with the Empress here, you're focused in terms of energy on having success, being very creative, having progress, abundance, growth. For some of you, then you may be focused on kindness that you extend or want to receive. But also, this is you focus on productivity, your pleasure, your luxury. This is you focused on nurturing something. Underneath that, you do have the Three of Pentacles. So there's something that you're working on, or you're focusing on building, or you're watching being built. Three of Pentacles always speaks about, some other factor occurring. And so you could be focused on, or there could be others involved. This could have something to do directly with work or with money. Or there could be external factors. But there may be something that you're working on building and wanting progress with, or looking to build or work together with others on. But there's something new being created, or something new you're trying to create, or you're watching something new be created here, where others are involved or external factors are an influence here. Now, for some of you, the Empress can be a mother figure, a matriarch, or the mother of your children, or this could be you. But this is you wanting to see productivity for some of you with your initial actions, or you're watching to see how something is progressing. Now, in the recent past, remember I said you've been worrying or been in your head or stressing? Well, here it is, the Nine of Swords. So some of you had trouble sleeping in the recent past. Some of you, there was fears and doubts. For some of you, you were stressing about something. For some of you, you were focused on the worst case scenario here. But this is a lot of worries, doubts, and fears as well. Okay, whether they were real or perceived, you were in your fucking head about this. Something had you in your feelings. There's a lot of emotions here that's caused a lot of this mental anguish in the recent past. Some things may have felt hidden to you, or there was a lot of uncertainty or uneasiness, or there may have been concerns around a hidden agenda, or there was a lot of introspection on something that you were just spinning your wheels on that you probably may not have needed to do that shit. But there was a lot of concerns in the recent past. Okay? At present, though, you do have the Three of Cups. So with the Three of Cups, this is harmony. Okay, you may have harmony about a situation or regarding others. With the Three of Cups, there's others that could be involved, and you finding harmony with that or harmony with them. But also you could be celebrating at this time, Aries, socializing, getting together with others, partying, having a good time right now. For some of you, with the Three of Cups here, there may be a three-party situation that you were worrying about, stressing about, and you may have come to a way to see progress or to nurture the situation and see success by your ability to be creative and work on it. But there's some sort of harmony achieved here, some sort of small achievement. Or there's a social event where you're enjoying yourself. in the future, you do have the Ace of Cups. So with the Ace of Cups, some of you are getting a new opportunity or a new offer. Some of you have come up with a new creative idea that you're implementing. There's a creative project that you're working on. For some of you with the Ace of Cups, this is new love. For some of you, this is self-love with this Ace of Cups. Your attitude towards this situation is the Ten of Pentacles. So you see yourself as stable and secure, abundant, having things established, establishing what you want, maintaining what you have. For some of you, you feel financially abundant. For some of you, you feel secure and stable about your family, or just you have security and stability in general, and you feel abundant. You feel capable that, everything that needed to be done in a real way is happening the way that you want because of your creativity, your ability to nurture the situation, or to extend or receive kindness here, or compassion. Your concern here is the Seven of Wands. So your concern here is, I feel you want to avoid any challenges. You want to avoid, there's the concern of offending someone. There's the concern of challenges. There's the concern of confirming something. There's the concern of standing your ground. There's the concern of being on higher ground. There's the concern of being able to defend. There's the concern of whether or not you'll be resisted. There's the concern of whether or not you'll be challenged. There's the concern of whether or not you can overcome this with valor, will, and determination. Your challenge is the Seven of Pentacles. So the challenge here with the Seven of Pentacles talks about the challenge of your investment, the challenge of your evaluation of the situation, your challenge of how you analyze this or the lack of analyzation, your challenge to invest or the lack of investment, the challenge of seeing the return that you want or not seeing any return, the challenge of whether or not to work on this, the challenge of how hard you are working on this or needing to work on this with the Seven of Pentacles. And so there's a need to evaluate your position and what you are examining to decide whether or not it's worth it or not, and to what extent are you going to invest, or should you no longer invest, because this person is also waiting. So there may be the challenge of needing to wait, or something taking a while for what you're waiting for, or being impatient. Your likely outcome is the Star. So with the Star here, this is you, for some of you, focused on an Aquarius. But the Star talks about you getting some wish fulfillment, you getting healing, you having hope for the situation. This is you having success with the Star, having everything that you need. Things are doing better, or things are, you're seeing more success with the situation. You may be having more empathy that you're receiving or being able to extend here with the Star. You may be gaining insight or guidance. But this here is something positive. Something, whatever this is for you, it will be positive. You will see the success. Whatever you're nurturing, there will be healing. Or you'll continue to have the hope for the situation to improve. But I do feel that with the Star, improvements are underway and are coming and will occur for you. I do just want to clarify, because you do have the Seven of Pentacles and this Ten of Pentacles, so there may be a progression and focus on money or with work, or just whatever tangible that you are waiting on or putting energy and effort into, or weighing things up about. And Spirit, please clarify this Ace of Cups. Clarify this Ace of Cups for Aries in the future, please. Thank you. So this Ace of Cups is you finding rest, you contemplating, you meditating, you taking a step back. Some of you, this is you having rest and focusing on your self-love. For others of you, you're meditating and contemplating about a situation or scenario and focusing on the opportunity or the offer you need to give or how to receive it. For some of you, you're contemplating or considering new love with this Ace of Cups. Underneath that, you do have the Ten of Swords with the focus of bringing something to an end that was very, very difficult, or with the focus of avoiding ruin or being able to resurrect something here by you taking a step back and considering things and addressing the mental anguish, the worry, the stress that you may have had around it, or the difficulties, and seizing an opportunity or receiving it. And so let's take a look at what some guidance is for you. What is the guidance, please, for Aries? There's a need to be, be on guard, because something may feel like a huge obstacle for you. And I feel that there's also a need for you to be on guard, but to not be so defensive about something, but be prepared to defend it. Because I do feel, though you're concerned about whether or not you'll be on higher ground, that you are on higher ground. And the sevens talk about, dealing with upheaval. There could be a focus on dealing with your confidence, your ability, your encouragement, your ability to sustain, your ability to use discretion, okay? Your ability to see progress with something. And so this may take you needing to have imagination to really evaluate and be mindful of the assumptions that you're making with the focus to see a resolve, okay, to the challenges. And so that means avoid causing your own instability, but addressing instability as you see it. And being mindful that as you deal with the things that are influencing you, being mindful about the way that you think about it, because that can affect the way that you will deal with what is influencing you. And so you want to be mindful that you are in the best headspace, Aries, because you do have healing here and you do have wish fulfillment. What is the guidance for Aries? What is the guidance for Aries? And you may also gain enlightenment here with the star. You also may meet your goals with the star. For some of you, you're following your dreams. For some of you, this is you having greater optimism. Some of you are thinking about the future and you're being a dreamer towards that. Spirit, what is the guidance, please? What is the guidance, please? So whatever is stressing you, it's like you end up having more optimism, more hope, or seeing some sort of wish fulfillment, but seeing more positivity happen here. But it takes you nurturing the situation or yourself and focusing on having growth and seeing how to expand and focus on your success. And focus on love. What is the guidance for Aries, please? What is the guidance for Aries, please? Focus on the possibilities. Even if you are at the threshold of something, focus on the possibilities and how you can nurture it and be very creative at doing it. See how to advance. Be open to give and to receive. Stay in a positive, emotional space. Stay grounded. Thank you, Spirit. You have Cardinal. The polarities of your spiritual pursuits and physical pleasures are out of balance, so do whatever is necessary to bring them back into equilibrium. Okay? That's what you need to do, Aries. Is the cardinal. Focus on your stability, your security, so that you can feel safe and protected. And you are safe and protected. But based on your actions and your energy and your effort, you may be clouding your own situation or causing your own little storm by what you're doing or not doing. And so there's a need for you to find balance in the physical pleasures and in your spiritual pursuits, because something is out of balance and there's a need to bring it back into balance. And this could be with money or with work or anything that's in your physical, material experience, your world, that needs for you to become more established or to maintain things better, and to do it in a way that allows for you to see more abundance in a more balanced way. And so make sure that you are not being wasteful or overdoing something or underdoing something or being excessive in any way, because this is what also can cause worries and fears and sleepless nights. And as it pertains to a personal situation, you may be out of balance with how much focus you're giving the situation that's affecting or can affect your stability. And there's a need for you to get that under control and examine the situation, and not to the point that you're judging yourself or not able to make the right decisions, but to reflect upon it in a way that allows you to release it, but leaves you in a better space where you do your growing and you are able to be nurtured through it, or to nurture it, to put yourself in a more and comfortable and secure and stable and pleasurable space. Okay? Because you're not powerless. And remove any ignorance or stagnation around this. Okay? And be mindful of any overindulgence, as well as selfishness. Underneath, you do have Emu. This is a good time to go on a new adventure. Okay? This is a good time for you to redirect, to course correct, because you may be traveling down a road or a way of thinking that's not serving you. I hope these messages help, Aries. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.